Hello my friends, so in this video we'll be talking about polynomial long division. So here's the idea. The idea behind polynomial long division is to simplify some kind of fraction that looks like this. X squared minus 7x plus 12 divided by x minus 2, where you have a larger power on top. So we see we have an x squared on top but just an x on the bottom. So the idea behind this is you're going to do a long division. And the long division is exactly like you do with regular long division. So we're going to set this up as like an x minus 2 divides into x squared minus 7x plus 12. Now before we even get into this, let me just go ahead and do a regular long division with numbers like you did in second grade. So what if we do 3 into 862? Well, 3 goes into 8 twice. You do 2 times 3 is 6. You subtract those. So you get 262. Now, 3 goes into 26 8 times. So 8 times 3 is 24. So you subtract 24. So 26 and 24 gives you 22. Anyway, all right. So 3 goes into 22 7 times. 7 times 3. You just have 1 left over. So that means that that's your remainder. And you're going to write that as 287 and 1/3. Now, we're going to do the exact same thing here. So when we do polynomial long division, we're going to follow through the exact same steps. So we're going to divide, but the idea here is we're only going to divide the first terms. So not divide like x minus 2 into the whole thing. I'm just going to say how many times does x go into x squared? Like I asked, how many times does 3 go into 8? So I'm going to do x squared divided by x and simplify that. Okay, so once I've done that, x squared over x, of course, is x. So I'm going to put an x on top. Okay, now once I have this 2, I multiply the 2 down. 2 times 3 is 6. Now I'm going to do that here. So I'm going to multiply down, but here I'm going to multiply by all the terms. So I'm going to multiply the x times x and x times x minus 2 times negative 2. So x times x is x squared, and x times negative 2 is minus 2x. And then once I've multiplied that, now I'm going to go ahead and just subtract, right? So once I did 2 times 3 is 6, I just subtracted here, and that's what I'm going to do here as well. So now I'm going to subtract. Now one tip I'm going to give you with subtraction. When you subtract, I like to just flip all the signs, right? So make this negative, make that positive, and then add down. So negative 7x plus 2x is negative 5x plus 12. Okay, so what did I do in normal long division? Then I just repeat it. So I divide, I multiply, I subtract, and then I just repeat this process, right? So how many times does x go into negative 5x? So negative 5x over x gives you negative 5. So I divide it. Now I'm going to put the negative 5 in, and I multiply down. So negative 5x, and then negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. Okay, now I'm going to do the subtraction again. I'll turn this to a plus, I'll turn this to a minus. And when I go down, I have 2. Now this is my remainder, and one thing I want to remind you guys is to write the remainder as a fraction. So just like I wrote this one as a 1 over the 3 that we divided in, here I divided in the x minus 2, so my remainder is I have 2 over x minus 2. And that's my answer. So that's how you do polynomial long division for something like this. You divide the first terms, you multiply down, and you subtract. Okay, so a couple other just general things with polynomial long division, just some other practice here. So first off, say you have to do x cubed plus 3x minus 4 over x plus 5. Now you might notice there's a missing term. You're missing an x squared here. Now to help you avoid confusion, what we're going to do is we're going to put it in as a 0, right? We have no x squared, so I'm going to put in a 0x squared. So what I'm going to do on this problem is say, how many times does x plus 5 go into x cubed plus 0x squared plus 3x minus 4? Okay, so x into x cubed. Okay, so I just do this calculation on the side. X cubed divided by x simplifies to be x squared. So I'll put an x squared on top. X squared multiplies down, so I'm going to have an x cubed plus 5x squared. Okay, now I'll subtract. And again, I'm going to minus and a minus. And then from here, we're going to carry through. We did the divide, multiply, subtract like usual. I just want to show you the 0x squared, so I'll go kind of faster through this. 0 minus 5 is negative 5x squared. Plus 3x minus 4, good to write these terms out again. So I'll divide the first terms in here, so negative 5x squared over x. The x's cancel, negative 5x. That's my next term. Okay, multiply down. So negative 5x squared minus 25x. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to do a subtraction. So that's a plus, so I'm going to get 28x minus 4. Okay, so again, we look at the first terms. When we divide, we're always just dividing in the first terms. So we do 28x over x is just plus 28. The numbers are getting a little big here. So this is a 28x, 5 times 28 is 140. So when we subtract this, we do minus minus. So this gives me negative 144. Okay, now I'm out of x's, that's my remainder. So minus 144 divided by x plus 5. Okay, and that's my answer. So again, we're divide, multiply, subtract, and then write out that remainder after doing that repeatedly. One more thing I wanted to show you, you follow the same rules even if the bottom is not linear. So if my denominator is not linear, like say it's an x squared or an x cubed, I'm still going to just do the first term. So if I have 6x cubed plus x squared minus 15x plus 4, and I'm going to try and divide that into 2x squared plus 3x minus 1. So I'll set this up. I do 2x squared, and this is going to look like a little bit intimidating here, but trust the math, things will work out like they always do. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to divide in just the first term. So I'll do 6x cubed over 2x squared. That simplifies to just be a 3 and then an x. I'll put a 3x on top. So I'll multiply down the 3x to everybody. So when I multiply that down, I'm going to get 6x to the third, and then plus 9x squared, and then that's minus a 3x. Okay. And then when we work this out, we subtract, we add or whatever. So, okay, these cancel. So we get negative 8x squared minus 12x plus 4. Now, again, I wanted to highlight here, this is the same thing we've been doing. We're just dividing in the first terms. No matter how many terms they are, when we do the divide step, I'm just looking at the first term and the first term. So now I do negative 8x squared over 2x squared. The x squareds, of course, cancel. So we have a negative 4. Multiply down. So we'll have negative 8x squared minus 12x and then plus 4. And then by the good nature of your teacher, you see that everything just cancels and you have 0. So that's your nice, cute answer. Okay, beautiful. So anyway, so that's polynomial long division. That's how you simplify. Join me in the next video when we use this to actually integrate things. Thanks for watching.